extremely rare Chris Burn custom cue available in our inventory right now. Man, if I said that this thing was a cue that is as rare as hen's teeth, that would still be a massive understatement. Chris Burn cues simply just do not come back up for sale very often. I have been told that Chris only produces around a half a dozen cues or less per year. These are extremely sought after, and I can see why. Now, through my research, I was able to easily find out that Chris is from the Englewood, Colorado area. Again, he is known to only make a handful of cues per year. And I bet people have been waiting in line for a long time to get their hands on one of these. This is actually my first experience with one of his cues, to the best of my recollection. I've handled a little bit of everything here. Look at how this inlay, actually the inlays I should say, because there's some in each point, but the reason I said inlay, I want you to notice how it literally, when I spin it, looks like there's just one inlay right there. Look at that. It gives you kind of the appearance of it being all together. What you're looking at is ebony into ebony. This is a nice 16-ounce butt. If you like a 20-ounce cue, right on the button, right on the nose, you've got a 16-ounce butt and then two premium maple shafts that are in like new condition, 4-ounce, 13 millimeters. So again, the perfect 20-ounce cue, forward balance. This is ebony into ebony. Now, through my research, I found out that one of the things Chris has always been known for, his extremely clean and tight work, but his points are always nice and long. Now, look how sharp these points are. His veneers are some of the best that I've personally seen. So what you have is, again, ebony into ebony. This is nice, dark black Gabon Ebony, radial pin, and then the veneer colors that you're looking at is yellow, pink, each separated with black paper. But get a load of that point work right there. Maybe some of you can comment in the comments about your experience with Chris Burn cues, or maybe if you've got a picture of one, we'd love to see it. Drop it in the comments. All of the inlays are made out of brass. I was thinking at first that it could be copper, but that is actually brass. There's barbells, and then you have ring work that is really impressive. So you have white diamonds that are set into double brass trim. Now, what I want you to also notice, inside of the diamonds, it's almost like jeweler grade, right? They call it, because look how small the inlays in the center of those diamonds are. Can you get a perspective on that? That kind of reminds me of my good friend, Mr. Joe Gold in Chicago. Joe can inlay a piece of silver or gold that is so small that you have to put a jeweler's microscope on it to almost see it. But I'm going to spin this again for you. So look at those copper rings, and then I'm sorry, I said copper, but they're brass. My apologies. So look at the brass in the rings. That is a premium double E wrap right there. And then you have the barbells in the ebony butt sleeve as well too. But what people say is that Chris's work is some of the very, very best. Why he doesn't make more cues, I don't know. They are always in high demand and extremely collectible. The value on his cues continues to go up and up and up, and I can see why. The biggest problem with this man is getting him to make more cues. But you can see that he takes his time and does everything with excellence. I mean, I'm looking at how all these inlays from the bottom of the cue, if you notice right here, from that very, very tiny inlaid brass dot that's inside of the diamond right there, okay? And then all the way as you go up the Q into the brass, that's got a brass dot in it as well too. There's just so much inlay work in here, but it just goes all the way up in a perfectly straight line all the way through that point and then on and on. So there you go. The Q is in like new condition. I mean, really close to new. It's barely been played with at all. Again, 16-ounce butt, forward balance, 2 4-ounce shafts. Everything rolls straight. Everything's extremely clean. I'll give you a little better look again. You can see the pictures that we're going to load up on the website, crossroadcues.com. If you're interested in this cue, we can ship it worldwide. We also have financing available if you need it. But look at this. I'm going to show you one more time here as I spin it. The brass work is extra impressive on this cue, and I think he had the perfect idea putting it into ebony. So notice how it looks. I'm going to give you a perspective right here. Very solid hitting cue also, as you would expect with that ebony up front. So there you go. Extremely rare Chris Burn custom cue, available at crossroadcues.com. This is an absolute must-have for any collection of fine cues, or if you like a really solid hitting cue that's a little on the heavier side, that 20-ounce mark, this is your huckleberry right here. Thanks for taking a peek. Thanks for putting up with my videos. Like, follow, and share our page, Crossroad Cues Gallery page. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can always reach out through the contact form on the website, crossroadcues.com, or you can call or text our number. Remember to drop some comments about Chris Burn, the rarity of his cues, and show us some pictures of those beautiful Chris Burn cues, if you can find one. Because I'm telling you guys, getting a hold of one of these things is like snapping a picture of Bigfoot. I'm not usually into pink, but that pink with that yellow really, really works well going into that ebony forearm. crossroadcues.com.